Hello again, lockpicking Paul here, and this is it. This is the follow-up video to the Goal V18. A couple of days ago, I just did a video where I picked 2 Bibles. I then moved up to 3 Bibles, got this open last night. It was quite a long pick, so I decided to do it again today, and yeah, got a good time. 13 minutes. Which sounds like a long time, but bear in mind there are 19 pins in here in 3 Bibles. It's super easy to overset this lock, and everything's got overmilling and everything's a mushroom spool, and it really does earn its Black Belt 2 ranking. It's a tough old lock. This is going to be the first Black Belt I've opened on camera, and I couldn't be happier. So what follows is a long video, shortish pick for this type of lock, I reckon, but a longish gut because obviously there are many moving parts, and some chicanery trying to get the core actually out of the body of the lock, which I end up, I think, achieving the aim of being able to show that, but I'll let you be the judge of that. I think it's fine, but it turns out, for anyone doing this lock in future, that pin there needs to be punched out. Only I couldn't punch it out. You'll notice mine's still in situ. The solution ended up being, there's like a flared end. The solution ended up being just shaving that tip with a Dremel, and now it will slide in and out easily. Something I thought I would mention is what really worked for me in helping me get this lock open, because like I said, it's super easy to overset this. Now, some advice I got, Georgia Jim was very helpful on the UK Coliseum forum. He said push against the pins rather than rotating the flag into the pins, especially on the side direction you're tensioning in. That really did help not overset, and it's a technique I actually used on both sides of the lock, and I used primarily the back of the flag to do it, only using a rotation with the tip of the flag into the direction when I was getting near the end of the pick, and I was looking to make sure that the mushroom spools weren't hung up in the overmilling. So that was good advice. The other thing I did was I made some tensioners. I like to make a tool, as probably people who follow my channel know. This is a titanium tent peg, and I made it so it was a very positive fit in the core, and I can control the core with that really well. And Jim said top of the keyway tensioning for the top pins. It allows detection of the counter rotation much better, and I did find that my detection of the counter rotation and setting the top pins was much easier using a top of the keyway tensioner. So again, thank you for that advice. It really did help. Just to show the profiles of these, because this has to be a little bit thinner on height wise, so you can get in there and get to the pins, but those are the 2 tensioners I ended up with, and made all the difference to this, with the added bonus that this one in particular fits carb as a treat, so that's probably near in my future. All right, that's it. Bit of a long intro for what is a bloody long video, for which I make absolutely no apology for, because I'm in a good mood. All right, enjoy this. Cheers. Okay, Goal V18, 19 pins. Let's get an open. So I'm going to start on the right hand side using the back of the flag, which is some advice from Georgia Jim, because it helps with avoiding an overset on these pins, which will quite happily overset if you let them. Just one more pass. Actually pushing the flag into the pins rather than rotating. Because again, another bit of advice from Georgia Jim, which really does work. Let's go back across the other side. Now I'm just going to give each one a tap with the regular side of a flag just to make sure nothing's sort of hung up in the overmilling. Right, so I go over the top. Just going to, right, in a very deep full set now, for this lock anyway, relatively speaking. Just going to give that top a pass. Yeah, nice. Not sure about that one. I think that top row is all set. Very light tension. Find the counter-rotating pin. There's one. Yeah, drop something into the overmilling. So we give that free. Run it across the top. Maybe I missed something. I think we're very close. Yeah, I had missed one. Really thought it was going to go then. Yeah, well. There you go. Right, it's open. You know what? I'll take 13 minutes. I think that's a bloody good time. With very few oversets as well. So, gold V18, 19 pins, Black Belt 2, open. Get in. Right. Let's get this gutted. Because I'm going to put that there so we don't lose sight of it. This is for a belt submission, and so therefore I can't leave it out of frame. Right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lock this back up. And I'm going to gut it by taking the caps off. Now I've already loosened the prongs, and I'm going to start with, which one am I going to start with? Start with the top, and I'm going to put it in along the top tray here. So, got to be ever so careful because these things are loaded and tiny, tiny, tiny springs. But if you put your thumb across like this, and then lift it up, it'll unload the springs. Okay, so therefore they're not flying across my room, and they really are the springiest springs in the world. I'm just going to dump all the springs in the bottom column here. Now it's very difficult to show the orientation of the pins coming out of here, but what I am showing you is the concave tops to each of the driver pins to show that they are correctly oriented. The driver pins are flat mushroom spools at one end and concave to house the springs. You in fact can't get them in the other way up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump each chamber into a hole. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, Hang on. One of the mushroom pins just jumped out. That was that one. Right, that's one done. No trouble there. Right, so left and right. I'll do left first. Same again. There are slight differences with the springs on this side. Chambers 2 on either side of the lock have a ball bearing detent, and the spring for that is marginally larger. Hopefully you can see that on camera there. Yeah, it's marginally larger, but it's easy to identify for reassembly purposes. All of the other springs are identical. And again, concave tops with the exception of pin 2, which is the ball bearing detent. So yeah, ball bearing's gone flying. Right, that's left. Now let's do right. Yeah, it starts to get a bit squirrely. Right, adjust the springs, take the springs out. I hope I've got all the springs there. Right, so here we go again. All concave tops to all of the drivers with the exception of the ball bearing detent in chamber 2. So, 1. Hang on, let's get that back. The only pin, by the way, that isn't a mushroom spool is chamber 3 on the right hand side of the lock, because that is a zero lift, and it seems to be that all zero lift pins in these gold V18s are standards. That's not coming out. We'll get to that in a second. The other end. Come here, you. Right, last one. There we go. So now we've got to get the core out, and where's my cutting hook? I'm just going to slide this up here because I don't want to catch it and send everything flying, and I'll show the pins in a second. I've never actually taken a core out of this. Last time I tried with a gold D9, I couldn't get the core out. So I hope that's not the case with this one. I've got the same problem. How do I get the damn core out of this thing? Is that a tailpiece causing me the... Ah, what's that? Right, this might take a little while I work out what the heck is going on here. Looks like a piece of anti-drill. Let's have that off for now. How do I get that off? So, hang on a moment. Let's see if we've got something we can poke and prod that with. I don't know if that's causing it to stop. Maybe I should just give it a push. Why can I not get my core out? Right, I wonder if there's another way of saying it. Yeah. It doesn't seem to be the tailpiece that's stopping it from coming out. Or is it? It might be, actually. Yeah, it is a tailpiece, so I wonder, does that push down, or? Nope, it looks like I've got to literally take the tailpiece off. There seems to be some kind of pin in there, but I don't seem to be able to remove that. I don't actually know how to get that off. So, and every other video I've watched, I can't remember seeing a tailpiece. So, but I do know that people have had the cores in and out with no trouble at all. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Yeah, I really wanted this for a belt submission. I don't want this to void. Right, I'll leave that there. I will speed this bit up in a section because I'm just going to go online and see if I can find anything about removing the gold tailpiece. Well, I've just put a message on LPU Lockpicking Serious asking the question that I can't see it. A quick search doesn't show me anything. So a couple of things. Let's show the pins. Right, bring the camera down. So bottom row is the right hand Bible, and everything apart from in chamber 3 is a mushroom spool, and everything is a torpedo key pin. Left hand side is the row above, torpedo key pins and mushroom spools. Oh, there's a spring in that one. Okay. Can't really see that pin in that first one. Let's turn that over. There you go. And then top row, everything active, everything a mushroom spool, everything a torpedo key pin. So there you go. That's my hairy lock. I'm just wondering if there's a plan B here to prove we've got counter milling in those chambers. And the fact that I can't get the chamber out, I don't know how I would remove the counter milling or the over milling in these chambers, but I wonder if I put this down here, can I make it click into the chamber hole? I can feel it, I can't make it sound it. Can we see it this way? Actually, we might be able to see it this way. Yeah, you can see. Okay, that's handy. You can see the over milling in the chambers, I think. So that's for top. Is that for top? That's for top, yeah. Go and take a look at this side. Again, you can see the overmilling in each chamber. I'm going to turn it around. Okay, overmilling again. Right, so I actually think I've managed to achieve it. By the way, the 2 pins in the bottom here, I believe, are warding pins. There are 2 pins in here. Yeah, you can just feel them. Warding pins. I don't think they're anti-drill. I think they're just sort of provide some form of warding. Anyway, but they don't interact with the key or prevent the lock from being opened, which of course spins freely. Anyway, sorry, that was a very, very, very long video. But this has been quite a long journey. And I'm absolutely chuffed. That is my first black belt lock on camera, and it's a black 2, and it will be forming part of my belt submission. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that. I had a blast. All right, cheers. Right, so I'm just back from the workshop, and from Discord, I checked on Discord, this steel pin has to be punched out, and then the tailpiece will drop out. Only I've tried to punch that out and I can't get it out. So what I did is I took the Dremel and I just shaved that lip on the tailpiece itself, and that's the thing I think stops it from coming out. And so now we should be able to push it out. Now I don't know what's going to come flying out of here. I haven't taken this out yet. I just checked to see if it was loose, and it is loose. So let's take it out and see what's in there. It's upside down. So right, it's interesting. Those are the warding pins I mentioned earlier. Don't think there's anything else going to come flying out of here. I hope not. Okay, there's the housing. The warding tins are going to come out, aren't they? Yeah. There's one. There's the other. And here we go. You can see the overmilling, countermilling, that bit better. So that's one side chamber, top chambers, and the other side chambers. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully that little interlude while I shave it off didn't void anything. Hopefully I've demonstrated the point for picking this lock. Anyway, once again, thank you very much. Sorry for the slightly disjointed goofery there, but that's what happens when you gut a lock for the very, very first time on camera. All right, cheers.